G'day guys, hope you're having a good Saturday. No footy on this weekend. I've got the League Tees t-shirt on. Love this t-shirt, 1864 when our club was formed. It's actually starting to just get a little bit worn, but love it. So check the League Tees website out. They are magnificent t-shirts. If you like your retro stuff, this is one of my favourites. Let's get on with it. Part 3 of my mid-season player reviews. Going in 5 sets of 5 players. Already looked at 10 players on our list. And that's only players who played a game in 2021. So the next 5 are really intriguing. Had to think long and hard about these for a number of different reasons. McGovern, Koning, Stocker, Jones and Docherty. Let's start with Mitch McGovern. Look, I've mentioned this before with some other players. But I think at 26 years of age, just about to turn 27, and he's now got a young family off the field, stable, absolutely stable relationship and having a kid. I think that age, in the amount of, I suppose, he hasn't played a lot of footy, but Mitch McGovern should be at the sweet spot, the absolute sweet spot in his AFL career. But right now, we're basically getting sweet fuck all out of Mitch McGovern. So the sweet spot of his career, all right, where he should be playing his best football and producing his best, we're not getting it. All right, for whatever reason. Maybe some of it out of his control in regards to injury, but we do know the history, okay, associated with Mitch McGovern not looking after his body. We've been told, okay, that he's adjusted that and he's worked on that, all right, but it seems to be the same issues and the same themes associated with Mitch McGovern. He's played 3 fucking games in 2021 and it's hardly been cited. Missed the start of the season, okay, because of a hamstring injury. I think the club handled it pretty well in the end because he had to work his way through the VFL to get his opportunity. He didn't just come straight back in. I think he played 2 in the VFL. I don't think he was absolutely outstanding in the VFL, but they wanted to get him in. He came in for 3 games. The round 5 game against Port Adelaide, he was okay. I think he kicked 1, had 13 touches and moved quite well. And he was okay the next 2 until he, in the final quarter against Essendon, it all happened again. Fucking bang. Hamstring went, 8 to 10 weeks out of the game. I just feel like we're going to have this conversation about Mitch McGovern until his contract expires at the end of 2023. I've got no idea what lies ahead. I've got no idea, but I feel like we're going to have this same conversation, all right, which is disappointing. Because we have not got anything out of him thus far. All right, it's always if with Gov. Oh, and he did that. Okay, we can see a little bit here and we can see a little bit there. It's always that. But we're not fucking getting bang for buck out of Mitch McGovern and what we thought we might get from him. So right now it's a fucking bust. It's an absolute fucking bust. And the theme since he arrived in 2019 has been the same. If he just can get his body right, if he can just get a run at it, he's showing some decent signs. Wait till we get Harry and Charlie and Gov all in the fucking same forward line together. Okay, it's always if, this could happen. There are so many maybes about Mitch McGovern. So I don't know. I don't know what lies ahead. I don't know what plans they've got for him. The only saving grace as far as I'm concerned with Mitch McGovern, he's got some flexibility about him. I think he can play in defence. I think he can. And maybe his best position is as a defender. So I think from that, okay, he might have some value to remain on the list. But I find it staggering to think that he's still, and I assume I'm right, that he's still contracted to the end of the 223. That seems a long time. That seems a bloody hell of a long time for a bloke who really has not given much at all since he arrived at the club. When do we see him back this year? Don't know. Apparently he's running. Not quite sure. We'll have to wait and see. Tom de Koning. the big king. I think one of the most disappointing things for me, and these are, I suppose, for the most part, these are looking at the individual, but also trying to look at the way the individual fits within the team. I think the most disappointing thing for me was the news before the season started that TDK had that back injury and he was going to miss a large chunk of football and wasn't going to see the start of the season. That, for me, was a body blow straight away. And the fact that he missed the round 1 game against Richmond, we were all excited to see him string 7 games together at the back end of last year and some positive signs in those games. He wasn't outstanding, but showed some real positive signs, particularly with his leap and his ability to get his hand on the ball at the centre bounces. I think when they said he had that back concern, it was like, fuck, the old shoulders just went down from a fan point of view. I keep thinking of that song by Ian Moss, Tucker's Daughter. She wants to build me up but tear me down. As fans, I think we gravitate to these exciting young players and we build them up so high that if they don't reach, our expectations straight away, then we fucking tear them down. I think I'm cooling my jets on TDK. I just want to see him play. And get continuity. All right, so I was genuinely excited to see him get his body right and come in. And the excitement when he played against Hawthorn, 14 disposals, 12 hit-outs, couple of contested grabs, moved really well around the ground, kicked a goal. I think we were generally excited. Okay, but I'm calling my jets because I don't know how good he's going to be. It looks like he's got the talent and the athletic capabilities of a good player, but we just don't know. And the fact that we don't appear to have our fucking house in order from a football department point of view, and we don't seem to be stable from a coaching point of view, then fucking what are we doing? One of our most exciting fucking prospects right at the really important time of his development. I don't know. It just scares the fuck out of me. All right? His last 2 games, he played the Hawthorn game, Sydney and West Coast. He's hit the scoreboard. Can he become a genuine threat in the forward half? He's kicked 4 goals from his 3 games. He could kick a goal, but has he got the forward craft? Okay, how does that all look moving forward? Is he just a genuine ruckman who wants to basically ruck all day, or can he go forward? I'm happy with the at the moment Pitnet and the Koning. I don't think that's sustainable. I don't think Pitnet's a good enough player to be doing that. But at the same time, I think we need to be careful of the Koning and handle him pretty carefully, when he comes back. So I ain't got a problem with that. Okay, half and half. Last 10 games, I want to see him possibly get a lot more ruck time if his body's up to it. I'm excited about him, but as I said, I'm fucking scared at the same time because we do build these kids up and tear them down. All right, is it them or is it the club or is it a bit of both? I don't know, but I'm just calling my jets with him and giving him time. What's he play? 12 games and he's still 21. He's 201 centimetres. Please give him time. Okay, give him time, and let's fucking get our house in order and fucking let's manage this kid properly. All right, let's manage him properly and get some people who can actually work with him. Luke Power, how exciting is that? Actually a stoppage coach who maybe knows what he's doing. Fucking figure that. All right, Liam Stocker. This was a real head scratcher. And to me, it's a pretty decent tick. And some of you mightn't agree with this, but to me, it's a pretty decent tick for Liam Stocker. And I've actually got a bit of a man crush on him. I know this doesn't count for much, but I reckon he looks fucking fantastic. He looks like a footballer. I love that hair with that hair. He can pull that headband off. He looks like something from the 70s. A better looking version of a 70s player with a headband on. He actually looks it. All right. He looks fantastic. Big, strong. All right. He doesn't play like, there's that old saying, Looks like Tarzan, plays like Jane. He looks like Tarzan and plays like fucking Tarzan in terms of his aggression. And I reckon that will even get any better. So it's a pretty decent tick. What I liked about Liam Stocker is he actually fucking earned his spot in the team. He busted the door down. And we know the story behind the fact that we gave what the picks we gave up to get him, or the pick we gave up to swap a pick. We know that. Let's fucking park that aside at the moment. He busted the door down. No footy on the last year, but he went into the VFL at the start of the year. He got his opportunity. Bang, 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 bang. Fucking pick me until they just picked him. He's played 7 games straight. Great signs. And he plays, for me, he plays the final 10. He plays the final 10. It's just about where he plays is going to be the question mark, and that's going to be intriguing for me. I want to go back to what David Teague said on March the 4th, okay, about Liam Stocker. He said he's very strong in the contest and his stoppage, craft and work he does around there is quite good. He's got a little nasty edge to him. He likes to tackle and hit bodies, and it's something we really value as a tough inside midfielder. All pre-season, he's been learning his craft as an inside midfielder. He can punish the opposition by foot on the outside as well. Okay? Fantastic. Comes into the team, plays as a lockdown small defender. I got no problem with Liam Stocker. I got no problem with Liam Stocker coming into the team and playing across half back or as a defender. Got no problem. All right, not every player can go into the midfield. They just don't all fit. What I got a problem with, though, is Liam Stocker being isolated in the goal square on Charlie Cameron in his first game in round 6 against Brisbane, playing a whole game pretty much on Luke Bruce, one of the craftiest small forwards, okay, that we've seen in the last 10 years, okay? Triple premiership player, absolute gun. I know he's getting a little bit on, but can still kick a goal out of his ass. On one of the more dynamic small forwards in the competition in Tom Papley, a bloke that we were going to give a 5-year contract to. And then isolated against Liam Ryan, one of the best aerials in the game for his size, and can hit the fucking ball at speed at ground level. What the fuck are we doing? What the fuck are we doing? What fucking Einstein out there came up with that decision? Is this to teach this kid a lesson about defending? Are we trying to outsmart ourselves that, you've got to learn the art of defending first before? What a fucking crock of shit. Let the kid play a defender, but put him on someone, maybe the least dangerous defender. Why not put him on fucking Jamie Cripps instead of fucking Ed Curnow? Why Liam Ryan? Why Tom Papley? We're talking about a kid who's played all his football as a midfielder, all his junior football as a midfielder, and suddenly now we're asking him to take hold of the most dynamic, small, medium-sized defenders from the opposition. Fucking crazy. Absolutely crazy. We know this kid's got some grunt. We know he's got some class. We know he can defend. I've seen it. He can defend. But if you're asking this kid to fucking, lock down on one of those players, but then win his own ball, then you got fucking rocks in your head. To me, he's been absolutely tortured. Absolutely tortured. He's a ball hunter. Okay, he wants to hit bodies. Let him fucking do that. Let him do that, but in the right fucking spot of the ground. All right? So that means it's across half back, so be it, to start his career. That means it's across half forward. As in Murph's role at the moment, let him fucking do it. But don't fucking play him, okay, on the most dangerous opposition's small forward. Oh, my God. So it's a huge tick for Liam Stocker because I think he's shown quite a bit. That's my little fucking take on that. And he's got a contract until 2022, all right? And there are rumours that clubs are into him. Fucking hell. Get our house in order. The same with Tom Koning. Fucking pathetic. Liam Jones. I mentioned at the start of these previews that every fan has favourites. All right, and I put it on the table. Those of you who know me, who've been watching this channel for a long time, know that I've got a soft spot for Liam Jones. Even before he suddenly revitalised his career as a fullback or a centre-half back, I liked him. I liked when he first arrived at the club. I liked him at the Western Bulls. There was something about, I just felt sorry for him. I know, I just felt sorry for him. He was so fucking hounded and so maligned that I could not be happier. I could not be happier to see him do what he's done with his AFL career. He's now played 88 games for us. He played his 150th this season. I think he's been wonderful. I think he's a great servant of our football club, an absolutely fine servant. All right, but I'm not going to be biased just because I like him. All right, he's played every game. So let's look at the positive. He's played every game this season. And I think he's now a fully fledged veteran, but I think he's still got a fair bit of football in front of him. Okay, and he's contracted until the end of next year. I think his season has been, I'd say his season's been serviceable. I think we know what we're going to get from him. All right? He definitely has his moments, okay? And we don't like when he takes on more than he can chew. And he appears to sometimes get lost. All right? So, do I actually trust him? No. Okay, well, I do trust him, but I don't trust him. I trust him because he's a great clubman. I think his heart is in the right spot. I think he's out there for the right reasons. And that is I think he plays for the jumper. But I don't trust him because I think of his footy IQ. But is it all about his footy IQ? I don't think he's the smartest footballer going around, but is it about system? Is it about our system? Okay, because he's not the only one who seems to struggle in our system. Because I've seen fucking Jacob Wiedering, who's apparently got a great footy IQ. I've seen him look fucking all at sea as well. I've seen him turn the ball over and kick the ball out in the full and be lazy with his kicks. But he seems to get away with it because it's Jacob Wiedering, whereas Liam Jones, we're onto him. Everyone's onto him. There he goes again. But I see it from Liam as well. I mean, from Jacob. Jonesy reminds me of the golfer who, on his day, okay, off the tee, he can smack it 300 metres down the fairway 18 times. 18 times, straight down the guts. Get the old fucking wood out and bang. Okay? And then some days, he's spraying him off the tee. Fucking into the drink, fucking left, right, into the bunker, into the tea trees, onto the freeway, fucking on the top of people's houses, through window. Okay, he just some days it doesn't work for them. So we know his deficiencies. All right? But I think he's been pretty bloody serviceable this year. He's beaten opponents and he's had his hands full with other opponents, and he won't be the first or last key defender to do that. What's it look like moving forward? Right now, that's all we've got, because there doesn't seem to be anyone, okay, we need to be building up, okay, having some sort of plan in place for another key defender to come through. All right? But right now, okay, I think he's been pretty bloody solid, Liam Jones. So it is a tick. It is a tick from me. And I know that mightn't sit well with a lot of you. But that's okay, okay, because he's not perfect. He's not perfect. Finally, Sam Docherty. I actually worry a little bit for Doc. And we know what he's been through. We know, the 2 knee reconstructions, the setbacks with that, the cancer scare. And not only that, to be able to come back in and find your feet at the level and have the captaincy, the burden of captaincy on your shoulders. And I know it's co-captaincy. It's a big weight. It's a huge weight on your shoulders. It has to be. And we're talking one of the biggest clubs in the country. And I know we haven't been successful and we're fucking down on our knees, but this is a huge club with a lot of scrutiny. Do we need Sam Docherty? Do we need Sam Docherty to get back to the form he showed before his knee injuries, where he was, I think, the best halfback flanker in the competition, the best rebounding halfback flanker in the competition? Do we need him to get back to that? Oh, fuck, wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it be great to see that old Doc back? And we've seen tiny little signs of it since he's been back. Wouldn't it be great? But no, we don't. We don't need Doc to get back to that. But while he is captain of our football club and co-captain of our football club, really, the amount of ball he wins and the amount of possessions, and then I look at his stats, and he's a high possession winner. Okay, and that looks all great. And he's had a couple of good games where he's up on the wing, one against Hawthorn, one against Melbourne, which I thought he was really good, but I think his last two against Sydney and West Coast were poor. While he's captain of our football club, we need him to be watertight. And I mean fucking watertight. In everything. In everything, the way he plays his football. So I worry the consistency of kicking the ball out in the full. I worry about the brain fades trying to kick the ball at the ground, or the missed spoils, or the losing his opponent in traffic. I worry about that. I worry about it. And I worry a little bit at times with his demeanour, and it must be tough. It must be tough to see it not working. And not only that you're trying to lead this football club at the same time. I think he's been relatively consistent, but at the same time, he's made a lot of mistakes along the way this year. And will those mistakes, will he be able to get rid of those? And what is actually causing those little brain fades? What is actually causing those? And what is now his best position? Because I think we've seen enough evidence to suggest that he can't defend as well as he used to. And he doesn't have the weapons and the tools and I suppose the athleticism that he once had as well. But he's still a good enough player to win the ball, and he's still having a dip. So that's my take on Sam Docherty, and that's my take of part three of these mid-season player reviews. Thanks for your time again. I'll be back again tomorrow with another 5 players in part 4. If you like these videos, please share them around. Okay, if you're new to the channel, okay, press the subscribe button. Okay, it means a lot to me. Okay, I want to build up to those 2,000 subscribers before the end of the season. That's a real goal of mine. Okay, it's a real goal of mine. And please keep, I really appreciate the comments. Okay, not the comments on me or anything, the comments on these players. Where do you see them at as well? So where do you see Mitch McGovern? Where do you see, okay, Tom de Koning? Where do you see Liam Stocker? Where do you see Liam Jones? And where do you see Sam Docherty? Not only this year, but also how you see him for the rest of the season and moving forward. Been great to have your company, and I'll see you again tomorrow.